Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what happened in that court. Just to give you a bit of background story so that you understand. I'm not going to be here for long. I'm super sick. I know my voice might not be telling you that, but I am super sick, so I can't stay here for long. I'm just going to keep on going and see how far I can go. But with the energy that I have, I hope that it will last me. So,
Okay.
Emily, greetings. A very difficult day, though, to
follow
find
the
things, to follow the
proceedings.
proceedings.
It was tough, you guys. It was hard for me. Okay, let me just tell you that this week is gonna be very long and tiring because we had to scramble. We look at the newsroom Africa. We look at the many different just looking for the proceedings itself was a full-time job today. It was a full-time job. I don't know why the person who had the newsroom camera couldn't continue after the shot the German. I don't know why.
Yeah, I also don't know.
It just cut
It's
off.
like he was chased out.
You know, it's like he was
I was
told,
like,
stop
okay.
what you are doing.
We were told about this.
It was very weird. But anyway, we scrambled and we got what we could get. And also, we're going to try and deliberate on what we have that's already publicly available. Well, Ramasepele had a few questions left to ask Gouws when we joined that brief coverage. It seemed like he had started with his cross-examination in the morning, and somehow, because we were denied, we found it at the end. He said when Advocate Baloyi was explaining the movement of the phone in Queenswood, he intimated that accused number 2 had the phone on him, and at some stage he may have given it to someone else. He asked Gouws, I want you to explain on what basis was it on accused number 2, and at some stage did he give it to somebody else? Well, Gouws said that he can't comment, and he didn't want to make any statement. Then Mnusi stood to cross-examine Gouws, and Mrs. cross-examination was very interesting. Although a lot of people had a problem with him hammering on the procedure that police officers are supposed to take when arresting an accused or a suspect. A lot of people had a problem with it. I don't know why, because I feel like it's an important element as well. I mean, we're talking to someone who's been a detective or something like that. Yes, they know the procedure, they understand the procedure, so why shouldn't they be asked on it?
Yeah.
So Mnisi then said upon the inquiry from Mr. Ramasipili that when a suspect is arrested, protocol is that he needs to be searched and all his items need to be seized. Is it a principle or an instruction or an order? And Gouws said he can't comment. And Mnisi then said, where these instructions are not done, that constitute a gross irregularity. Is that not so? And Gouws said that he can't comment. Well, Mnisi said, Colonel Gouws. And before he could finish even what he was supposed to say, Gouws was already in his mouth saying that he doesn't want to comment.
And explaining things that are not supposed to be explained, like he explaining further.
You know,
he says he didn't have his phone. He was just hiding from answering that question.
Dark and
diving, because he is the one who opened that can of him.
Well,
He's the one who explained the process, the right process, which is binding according to what Nisi was hammering on.
Yes.
It is binding. He said it is binding. It must be done. And now he goes on to explain if he doesn't know, because the guy could. The question is simple, is to clarify what happens if the cell phone was not taken. Is it not amounting to irregularities by the police? Simple as that.
Very simple.
Whether the guy was what we call it, was having a phone or not, that is none of your business. You haven't been asked about that. The question is simple. It's a general question. As you answered the question, the question before of how things are supposed to be done on the basis of your experience. You gave that. No one forced you to give that. Now, this apply the same theory that you explained to us to the scenario where this is the case. Simple as that. Straightforward. Now you start stuttering, and then Balo, you stand up to object.
Mnisi asked him to be patient. He said, I'm not asking you whether somebody was charged. I'm saying that it is an instruction from the police. I'm not referring to the scenario here. Mnisi repeated the question that he initially asked Gouws. And Gouws answered yes when Ramasipili asked him about the search and seizure when arresting a suspect. Well, Mnisi said in the event that national instruction to the police is not complied with, do you agree with me that constitutes an irregularity? And Gouws said according to the national instructions, yes. He said he doesn't know if it happened. I do not know if they searched him or they did not search him.
That is not the question.
According to his evidence, he did search. So I can't say yes or no.
Simple yes in this case was all that Mnisi was looking for.
Well, he was clearly being difficult, in my opinion, you know. And Mnisi said, I'm going to request you to work with me. And Gouws said, I'm trying, my lord. Mnisi said, because if you are not with me, you are bound to falter as it is happening right now. I'm not asking you whether somebody was searched or not, whether you were there or not. I'm asking in the event that the instruction that says when a suspect gets arrested, they should be searched, that constitutes an irregularity in this instance. Would you agree with me on the basis of your very long experience in the police force? You've indicated at some stage you were an investigating officer. Would you agree with me that the police are admitting that they did not comply with the instructions that they arrested accused Batu? Oh, my apologies. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I just got something in my nose. I don't know whether it's dust or what, but yeah. Because they are the accused, was in possession of his phone all along, up until it was found by Sergeant Mogola on the 6th of February 2021. And Baloyi objected, saying that that is something that Gouws cannot comment on.
Yeah, which is baseless objection. Baseless objection.
How does he know that he can't comment on it?
He is trying to run away from the fact that it is irregularities that happen
for accused number 2
yes,
to have their phone with them,
which is a lie
custody.
in my opinion. But Mnisi just decided to focus on it so that is also highlighted. The incompetence of this police that claim to actually have arrested someone or put someone in the cells with
a
cell phone,
which is more serious than whatever they are trying to debunk.
That means they could have let that person in with a gun, for example.
Yes.
Because they didn't care.
They did not care at all. Well, Baloyi objected, saying that that is something that Gouws cannot comment on. Mnisi said that Gouws said it's an instruction, not a guideline. He doesn't know where the state gets this word guideline from. It is wrong for the state to suggest that he thinks that this witness would not be in a position to answer that because he is not in the mind of the witness. Unless the state is telling this witness that tell this advocate that you are in a position to answer that question. That is very unfair, Mnisi said, my lord. That is very unfair. Which brings me to my speculation, that I always have here. That, sometimes it feels like the witnesses have been told what to say and what not to say, where to go, where not to go. They've been somehow, in my opinion, coached. They give that feeling very, very much. And Mnisi putting it like this in a very professional manner is like, okay, this is what most of us have been thinking when it comes to these witnesses. Because you'll find that on the first time or the first day that they come to testify, they're more organic. But as time of them sitting on that stand and days happen to them, like in the instance of hosts, you find that it's almost like they've been briefed. Do not answer this, do not answer that. Do not comment on this, do not comment on that. Say you don't know. Say I can't comment. Say, they are giving very much that. And it's a pattern we kind of seen with every police officer witness that sits on that stand, especially for more than 2 days. So he said also, Umnisi, that is unheard of from a court official to hear or suggest to a witness to answer a particular question in a particular way, which he's been getting away with a lot since the very beginning of this trial. He's been getting away with it, Advocate Baloyi, and it's quite concerning. So the sound was bad. I did not quite hear Baloyi's response, but Mnisi said that he does not understand the basis of his objection, whether the question is unfair or unfair, whether he's badgering the witness, and if he's badgering the witness, in what way, whether he's siphoning an opinion from that witness, or how. So literally in a span of a few minutes, we just got a brief of what should be objected to and what should not. And when I re-look at Baloyi's objections, I don't see them. Most of them don't check these 3 requirements. Number 1, is it an unfair question? Obviously, an unfair question is a question that a witness will not be having any scope to testify on. Let's say you come here, you are asked about certain things, and then you become asked about certain things that require certain expertise that you do not have, then obviously it's an unfair question. Badgering is when a lawyer attacks you, and a lawyer like shouts at you or makes you feel very uncomfortable. And then siphoning an opinion, of which, yes, a lot of times most of the witnesses don't want to give their opinions. So if you are being forced to give an opinion, that's also one of the things that are not allowed while cross-examining. So that was very interesting. When I hear the scope of Baloyi's objections, most of the time they do not tick these 3 boxes. He just objects for the sake of objecting. And it's strange.
Yeah, I told you last time that sometimes, remember when we said they just need to stand up also and just object.
Well, because it's also unfair, he said, for the state to just stand up to try and disturb a cross-examination.
And give answers.
He said, hence I use the term that he's trying to influence or tell this witness how to answer in a particular way. I'm not sure whether I should proceed, my lord, he asked the judge. Well, the judge, I did not hear a response from him, but Baloyi got up and said that there is no basis, and that Mnisi said Mohani deliberately did not search accused number 2, and Mnisi said that he did not say deliberately. That's what Mnisi said. He said, I did not say deliberately. He said the state, the police, in its own admission in this trial, was in the contravention of this very same order that they're saying, if you contravene it, it's an irregularity. And he said, now I'm saying the state in their own admission, it's a violation. Now the state is saying that the witness is not in a position to answer that question unless the state is saying that the witness's IQ is very low. But to host a low IQ.
Unless they are insinuating that, because I don't understand why the defense moved all the time with the state.
Like he can't answer for himself.
I just don't know.
Well,
it doesn't make sense.
The judge said that Mnisi can go on, and Mnisi then continued to say, would you say, sir, that the police in this case, it doesn't matter who it is, but the police, by the virtue of their failure to have confiscated the phone from accused number 2's possession, their conduct constituted an irregularity. And Ho said, my lord, I can't answer that one. I don't know when he was arrested, whether he had a phone on him or he did. If he did get it after he was arrested, I don't know. I can't answer that. Well, Mnisi said the state's failure to confiscate the phone on the 16th of June 2020, when they arrested accused number 2, constituted an irregularity in terms of the standing orders. And Gouws interfered, saying that he doesn't know whether he had the phone on the 16th with him. So according to the witness, whether he was searched and had the phone on him, or whether he got that cell phone in jail, someone borrowed it to him, he can't answer that. He doesn't even know. So this is how you tell that there's talks happening. Because not so long ago, Advocate Baloyi was saying that Ntanzi was giving the phone to someone else, or it was given to someone else, and now Gouws comes and repeats the same theory. And on top of everything else, this theory in itself does not fly. Why does it not fly? If you're trying to insinuate that Ntanzi was given the phone by somebody else, and while he was being moved from prison to prison, not prison to prison, but police station to police station, and he was watched by the police, different types of police in different types of police stations at all times, and then there's this person who just bypasses these different police officers while he had no single family member coming to visit him, or a friend, or anybody to come and check on him, and now you want to tell us that there was somebody who was giving him the phone. It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't fly, because this person was being moved from police station to police station to police station, and he was being searched. He was being searched. I will not accept this theory of he was not searched, because that's not what police do. Police, they search. And now you're trying to tell us that that did not take place. He was never searched. No. Then Mnisi repeated the statement to Gouws again, and Gouws continued to fight, saying that he was not there, and continuing to add theories about how Ntanzi was given the phone in jail. Well, Mnisi then said, briefly, tell this court, how did you get involved with this case? And Gouws said, I already testified about that, my lord. And Mnisi repeated the question. Baloyi stood to object, saying that the witness is being asked to repeat the evidence. Mnisi repeated the question to Gouws and asked if he had difficulty in answering that question. And Gouws said no. Then he explained, saying that Colonel Steyn gave it to him on the 10th of September. He took over from Colonel Steyn, and he has been an analyst for 15 years. Can you believe it? 15 years he's been an analyst. His testimony doesn't sound like that, though, in my opinion. 15 years is a very long time. Very, very long time to be doing the same thing every day, or similar sort of activities every day, and you still come and testify, and this is the best that you could do, in my opinion. He was contacted by Brigadier Gininda, he said, to ask if he can assist Colonel Steyn since he's going on pension, and that is how he got involved. And Mnisi said, thank you, Colonel Gouws, for that very brief explanation. I know this was shade. This was shade because Gouws was giving very long explanations. Even I had to summarize because he was talking a lot. He was blabbing. He was jabbity all over the place. And yeah, I couldn't keep up. So now when you took over, Mnisi asked, or when you were requested by Brigadier Gininda to take over from Colonel Steyn because he was going on pension, was there a formal handover process of the documents and information the investigating officer Colonel Steyn was busy with? And Gouws said he started with the downloads and databases he got from Steyn. And Mnisi then asked, Steyn worked up to a certain point, then he had to go on pension. And Gouws said, that's correct, my lord. And Mnisi said, then from there at the specific point, they then requested you to continue where he had stopped. And Gouws said, that's correct.
Did it also sound to you as if Gouws said there was no handover, but also said there was a handover?
Yeah, it was very...
Because he said it was only a database that I was given. Then
Yes.
later on he says he was not told that when he was talking to Steyn about the rest of the thing. So there was a handover.
There was a handover, but he's trying to make it seem like that there wasn't. At the same time, there was. I don't understand what his angle is. He was very double-sided.
That's what these people who come to testify for the state have. Once they are cornered, they start speaking things that don't make sense. They speak on both sides. And even Ginindi himself can speak on both sides.
Yeah, he does.
So I guess it's okay. I mean, to me, it looks like a hogwash, as everyone is saying.
It is a hogwash, in my opinion. In my opinion, it is a hogwash. Well, then Nisi then said, now, Brigadier Gininda, did he give you the background of this case? And Ho said, Colonel Steyn gave him a background, yes. Now why are we taking out Colonel Gininda now, or Brigadier Gininda?
You understand? He's saying now he gave him a background. That is a handover process.
Well, Nisi then says, so the background of this case, you got it from Colonel Steyn, and Hostess said that's correct.
Initially, it sounded like Ginindi is the master of everything.
He said Ginindi called him to tell him that Colonel Steyn is leaving, is going to pension.
Which did not make sense to me. How can
investigating
office... How can you work with someone in the same department and be called by someone from outside that person is going on retirement? It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you should have known, and the handover should have been done to say that you, host, you are going to take this portion of Steyn, you and so you are going to take. But now this thing of being handpicked by Ginindi, who's not within the department, it doesn't make sense to me.
And it also, like, I'm very now thinking, is Colonel Gininda the one who gave you the position of Steyn? In mind is the question.
Did you understand? It seems like that. And that's why now they're trying to run away and shift the narrative and say, no, this is what happened. I was briefed by Steyn, but yet there was no handover. There was briefing, but there was no handover. It just doesn't make sense. It's something that, in my opinion, was added recently. Because they saw that when they keep on saying, Ginindi is the one, it does not look good. Because the numbers that they came with Ginindi, they are in dispute, and those numbers were not verified accordingly. Yes, Baloyi tried to verify those numbers.
And it just dawned on me as I'm listening, Mr. Anonymous, that Konje Steyn was verifying these numbers through caller.
Exactly.
Whatever happened to true caller in Ho's evidence?
So there's no true caller now. So you can see how the state is playing I don't know, hide and seek. It's a waste of time, if you ask me. It's a waste of time. No one deserves to have a case like this. More so for those people who are inside because of this very same case. Unfortunately, that we have to go through this whole process. Can you imagine, week in, week out, we are talking about the same people and they are going back to jail?
Well, Nisi said, as host, did he also tell you the work that he has already done, and up to what stage did he stop when he was going on pension? And host said he spoke of the background he had done, and then he was requested to do the cell phone downloading. Okay. So Mnisi then asked, is there information you received from Colonel Steyn about this case? And Ho said that he received the database with numbers from Colonel Steyn.
Now, this is a different version. Because initially, yes, there was a database and it had numbers, but the numbers that he was analyzing were given by Ginindi. And hence those numbers are not matching. Hence those numbers are not matching. So now they are trying to minimize the involvement of Ginindi, in my own opinion. They are trying to say this was found in the database, but initially you said you were called, you were handpicked in a sense. That's a correct way you can put it. You were handpicked outside from your department. You work with this Steyn inside. Normally, when people are leaving the company, the right thing to do, the manager within that company. I'm surprised that they're not even asking about who's in charge of all these people. that Guinea can call them directly.
Yes.
Who's in charge?
The
Is he
cell
in charge
phone
of that?
analyst.
Yes.
Who's in charge of that department?
Who's in charge of that department? Because I'm sure there is someone who's in charge on that department who's overlooked. And then Guinea directly calls you. Say, hey, look at these numbers. This is Soguhle's numbers. In fact, to show that he gave you the numbers, he calls him Fisoguhle. The people who know him, they call him Kani.
Yes, they do. They call him Kani.
He calls him Fisoguhle to show that he did not know the guy.
Well, Mnisi then said, now you went on to come to court and give a side of what you've done. And Ho said that's correct. So Mnisi said, in your analysis of information you got from Colonel Steyn, you were in a position to establish that there was indeed a communication between accused number 3 and accused number 4, and as in with accused number 3 and accused number 5. And Ho said yes. And Mnisi said, as we indicated earlier on, that we will not deny that accused number 3 would have communicated sometime before his arrest with accused number 4. He would also not deny that at certain times he communicated with accused number 5, because these are people that he knew for quite some time before this incident, and he continues to know them even after this incident. However, accused number 3 says that there are numbers which were indicated in your data or investigation or analysis of your data, which numbers were attributed to accused number 5, which he says he never communicated with accused number 5 using those numbers.
What is bugging me is, when was Buthelezi called?
Jack Buthelezi. He was called at the very beginning.
No, I'm saying, when was he called by the so-called Ndanzi?
Well, the court in Phokeng happened in July.
Yes.
So, somewhere around there in July.
And in July?
Yes, when he had to deliver the clothing and the bathing things.
So this is after they confiscated the phone?
Yes. Akiri, accused number 2 said that Mabena is the one who went through his phone and then found, then he's the one who told them that Jack is the one that is closer to him, and then they dialed Jack's numbers using their phone. They didn't use Ndanzi's phone. That's Ndanzi's version.
In July.
In July.
When was it taken for downloading? 8 February. Was it in July 2020?
In July 2020.
February 2020, was it
2021? That's when
so
it was
in July
taken.
2020 it was used, this phone.
Yes.
In July 2020.
Yes.
And then in July 2021 it was confiscated. Does it make sense for you? As a new thing that they didn't know about.
No. No. So it means that phone was in the possession of the police all this time.
I don't think maybe they looked at that part, because they said Mabena scrolled on this phone.
Yes.
And when was this guy called?
Jack was called around July.
When Danzi was coming from, which court was he coming
Phokeng
from?
Court.
Phokeng Court, yes. And then
Tlhabane Court, my apologies,
Tlhabane Court. And then
Yes.
2021, someone comes and confiscates the phone as if it's something new.
And Danzi saying it never happened. That never happened. The 8th of February in Tonton, that never happened according to Danzi's version.
8th of February it was taken, 2021. 8th of February 2021 was taken, same day it was taken for downloads.
To Mpumalanga. But it was not taken in Danzi's cell according to Danzi.
And then they are saying it was taken from Danzi's cell
On the same day.
And then on the other side, they are admitting that this guy scrolled on the phone, and it was 2020 when that thing happened. So who's lying? Who's lying to who here?
Obvious. Obvious. We all know who's lying.
So serious. I mean, people can lie like. Balo, he puts it. He's the one who puts it and say, Mabena was scrolling on the phone looking for you ask Mabena to scroll on the phone. When was that?
He testified, Mukhani.
When
about
was that?
That was Jack Buthelez's
And your
testimony
theory
at the
says,
very beginning.
and your theory says, no, this guy, we caught him the same day after getting a tip off that he's got a phone in his cell. Really?
Tip off from who when he's
From
staying
who?
in a single
When
cell?
you were scrolling on his phone.
Looking for numbers.
I mean, even I can do better. I mean, when it comes to lying, you can't do that. You can't shoot yourself in the foot like that.
Why are they forcing this phone on Tanzi so much?
Because
that they're willing to
the
throw
editing
away
of the
everything.
picture
Oh,
is throwing them off.
like they're throwing away everything. Ikala liyachitheka because of
Yes, they are
forcing
lying and the lies are catching
Tanzi
up
to
with
have
them.
a phone.
The lies are catching up with them. We are not the judge, but I'm sure the judge didn't even pick that one.
I don't think he cares much for that. Well, Nisi asked for a minute to speak to Advocate Ngumala. I think it was Advocate Ngumala because he was quite next to him. And Nisi said those two numbers, accused number 3 says he never called those numbers or had communication with accused number 5 using those two numbers, which are 277159 and the number ending with 787. While accused number 3 says that the number ending with 239 is the number he used to communicate with Lungisani Ndwandwe. And host said noted, my lord. While Nisi said that the number ending with 787, he also did not use that number to communicate with accused number 5. He instructs me, said Mnisi, that he gave this number as belonging to Mfoga Kumalo, not accused number 5. And Ho said, I don't have the download, so I can't comment on that. While Mnisi said it's true that you might not have the download, but at the inception of this trial, the state gave us certain information in Exhibit S and Extra B. Mr. Mabaso, and Ho said that he does not know who Mr. Mabasa is. Mabasa.
Hey, Mabas. Please
Doesn't know who
like
he
the video,
is.
guys. Please, we are here. Both of us are catching flu or something.
Yeah, something is
Come
happening
on,
in the
guys.
air.
We are trying.
Something is happening in the air.
We are trying. So, but Emily, isn't it the issue of that cell phone? Beside the numbers, let's talk about that. Let us focus on that. Can they focus on that when they are submitting? And no. The state is confusing itself. Its theory is that we caught this phone on 8 February 2021, and then this guy, Buthelezi,
Yes, Jack
was
Buthelezi.
called on July 13 July 2020. Yes. What theory should we believe now?
What the phone calls to the girlfriend? Where's the phone call to Mjiako?
Do you understand?
Where's the phone call to all these people that accused number 2?
Because the funny thing is that Tanzi was calling, but when it was time for him to call the right people, he asked this so-called Mabena.
And the phone was in his possession.
But he was calling everyone, and I'm sure I can pretty much bet you, man, some of those calls are far ahead when Mabena was assisting in calling. You'll find that there's a call after that. That's how careless the state is, in my opinion.
Well, Nisi said that Sergeant Mabasa also requested to download information of the phone that was found in possession of accused number 3, and he did so. After he had done that, he compiled an Extra A, which is all the contacts that were found in accused number 5's phone. Now, the number from which he downloaded the information from is 726686169, a number accused number 5 admits is his number. And the number ending with 787 in the cell phone downloads of accused number 3, that number was stored as Mfoga Kumalo. And Ho said that he might not have seen it. Well, Mnisi then said the number ending with 239 as Mshanantu Livo. Mnisi said he doesn't know what VO is or what it stands for. And Ho said that the number Mshanantuli does not compare with the rest of the others. So he was trying to force that because it's saying Tuli, then it means it's in Tuli. That was Ho's at this very moment.
That's why you were saying, I hope you're satisfied, Tubaloi.
Oh my God, at the end. I heard those funny voices.
I'm going to now go drink my wine.
My goodness, he's going to now drink his beverages.
I've done the job.
To celebrate that he's done a job. Well, Mnisi asked to quickly take instructions, and he said that he does not want to confuse the witness. The judge ordered a short adjournment, and that was the last that we saw of the broadcast until Baloi's re-examination. We don't know whether Nxumalo and Advocate Mshololo had any cross-examination, and if they did, how it went. And also, Mr. Anonymous, a lot of people had a problem with Mnisi asking Khos about the procedure of arresting and all of that. I don't.
No, I don't. He's doing the right thing. I mean, if you listen to these people, they are mumble jumbo.
Hey, Ziakala.
So they do whatever it takes to show that there is no credibility in what they are saying. As I picked up now, I'm sure they couldn't pick up at the time, but as I picked up now, that these people actually, they are confusing the dates in which they said accused number 2 had his phone and was giving it to Mabel, which surprises me. Why didn't take it there? If they made a mistake, why didn't take it there?
Well, by the time we caught up with the broadcast, it was now Advocate Baloi re-examining, and it was a mess. Let me go through it.
Please.
Baloi said on that particular day and the time, the reception tower was 2G Holt Street, 203257 on the 26th of October 2014. The first call from that moment was on the 27th of October 2014 at 8:08, and it was an incoming call from the number 0825500728. And Baloi asked, how many hours is it from the 26th of October 2014, 2032 until the 27th of October 2014, 8:08:17? And Ho said that it was 11 and a half hours.
New evidence.
11 and a half hours of the phone being off on the 26th of October, but it still does not place them at Vosloorus in the Spaza house. Thank you very much. And Baloi then said, can you find any date where there is no activity for those numbers or a number of hours? So he was asking if the phone at some point was switched off for a similar type of number of hours. And I did not get an answer from Hose there. There was an objection. That's why I didn't get an answer. It came from Mngomezulu, this one, saying that he was inviting the witness to speculate. And Baloi said that it's not new evidence. It is what Advocate Mngomezulu asked.
He always say that.
Baloi said that it's not speculating. And he did this gesture as if he doesn't know. It's like he's
asking for help from Rat.
In
my opinion.
It's not speculation. I mean, when you've been caught with your pants. So, you do.
I'm surprised they're saying this man has a record of what, 100%?
100% with gestures like this. Oh, it's not speculation. I mean, as if like you are trying to do something and it's not doable. You know, you're like, Well, I heard the judge also quoting Rob versus Hepworth to support Baloi or whatever he was supporting, saying that it's not about the technicalities. This court must be informed so that when it makes a decision, it's funny how with the accused...
When Mnisu was asking a question, the accused needed time to go and prepare themselves. But when Baloi is inviting new evidence...
Like, it's so strange. It's so strange. So when Baloyi adds new evidence in re-examination, it's adding of information. This
It's
court
Rob
must
versus
be
Hepworth.
informed. It's Rob versus Hepworth.
When
The
Mnisi
cross-examination,
wants clarity on some of the questions that were asked before, you cannot cross-examine twice.
this was obviously siding with the state, but Baloyi said that he will leave that to Miss Fillingham or Pinky. Is also coming, and she will testify on that point. Well, Baloyi then said, Mr. Mngomezulu asked you about a number 0837106297, which has been linked to accused number 1, and you were asked as to how you can verify that number if it belongs to accused number 1. Mr. Ramosepeli questioned you. He put it to you that accused number 2 denied that he accessed or modified and created the images or the photos. You testified that the handset that you downloaded was password protected. Would any other person have been able to access and edit that data on the photo without the password?
Yes, the answer is very simple in this case. Yes. Mabena, you just said Mabena accessed it.
Yes.
Yes, you just said Mabena accessed it.
Yes, and with a few slaps here and there, you will get the password.
You
will
just said
get the
Mabena
access to the phone.
To scroll. How do you scroll on the cell phone numbers? You need the cell phone to be open.
There's also with relation to accused number 1, where Ubaba, Lion Zwani, the Inyanga, who testified. They said they scrolled through accused number 1's phone. Did they not testify to that at the beginning?
The accused number 1 was the one who said that.
Oh, no, accused number 1 is the one who said that. Yes. They took his phone and they scrolled through it, and they're like, okay.
I don't understand.
And Mukula couldn't answer how they got Lion Zwani's numbers.
Yes.
Yes, she struggled.
Yes.
She struggled, I remember. She struggled.
So this guy was handcuffed. Baloyi is saying that himself. The guy was handcuffed. So he probably gave the password to these people. How did he put the password to these people? Logic, man. Logic. Straightforward logic. You are saying the guy was handcuffed. So he asked Mabena to scroll and find the numbers. He could not have inserted that password himself.
No.
He asked Mabena to unblock that phone. And that's where the problem started.
Yes.
Simple
and
as
as he knew how to get into the phone, what reason would he have to give it back?
Simple as that.
Well, Ho said you don't have the password. You can't access it if you don't have the password. You need the password to access it. Well, Baloyi then said, Mr. Ramosepeli put it to you that according to the section 205 from the beginning of the 15th of June 2020 to the 30th of December 2020, the phone was forever on. It was never switched off. Baloyi then rephrased the question to say he put it to you that the girlfriend of accused number 2 told the family of accused number 2 that he had been taken by people that she doesn't know. Sounds like kidnapping to me, in my opinion. Taken by people that she doesn't know. So she couldn't even identify that these people were police. That is a problem. And taken by people that I don't know. They never identified themselves to this.
And the fact that they are putting it like that, meaning that Baloyi is accepting that as the truth, right?
Because it would be easy to say he was taken by police. Now you go to the police station in Klaban.
You still
you
put
don't
the
find
very same
the person.
question the same way Rata put it.
Well, furthermore, that in July 2020, when he appeared in Klabani, the following was put to you in this regard, that in 2020, the police drove him to Rustenburg at Absa Bank, and that Mr. Jack Buthelezi was called to bring him clothes and 500 rands, that accused number 2 did not know Jack Buthelezi's number off by hand, and that Mabena then took out accused number 2's phone and found the number of Jack Buthelezi. Sergeant Mabena used his phone to dial Mr. Jack Buthelezi, and Ho said, "That's what I understand, yes, my lord." That was in support of the proposition of accused number 2 after the police confiscated the phone, that the phone was never in his possession. How does this support the version, Vele?
I don't know. I heard him saying that. I was thinking deep. How does it make sense what he just said now?
Like, how does he support your version, Baba? Like, explain. Like,
oh, the fact that they are saying that the fact that he is now saying he's the one who took out the phone and gave it to the police.
Maybe.
A lot of flaws. You know, by the way, is chasing for glory. I don't know whether it's glory or what. But
he wants to be the number one state prosecutor in the country.
His case has flaws, and like huge. Like now, when was Jack called? When was the phone confiscated? Simple question.
2 different dates for sure.
Does it support the theory that you put that the cell phone was taken from the cell? No. On the basis that you are saying now, at some point there was a calling of Jack.
There was.
Any normal sound judge and sober judge who's not biased does not pass by the taverns. He would know that.
Who doesn't pass by the taverns, Mr.
Who does not know taverns. He would know that this is just a waste of time.
Well, Ho said that's correct. There was not much he could say. I mean, Balo, he said everything and kind of twisted it and turned it and made it.
It's a joke, this case. I'm telling you, it's a joke.
Well, Baloy referred to host to section 205 of accused number 2, and he quoted the number 0726191698 at 16:35:13, and Ho said that it was a call received from the number 27609168890, which received a call on the 20th of August at 15:35:15 from 272619688 for 206 seconds in NGA area. This is 206 seconds. Well, this is new information in my opinion, and
yes,
it is being introduced in the re-examination like it has been there in the cross-examination. It was elicited, or it was there in the examination in chief, but it was brand new information, and I couldn't understand the relevance of this date of the 20th of August 2020. I didn't get the point. Where are we going with this date? What does it mean? Are you trying to tell us that Jack Buthelezi gave Ntanzi all of those things, or was requested by the Absa Bank on this date of the 20th of August? Is that what you are trying to tell us? Or is that what you're trying to elicit? Or what is going on?
And the funny thing is that the state called Jack Buthelezi. This is not a witness that came with the defense. No. Jack Buthelezi came with the state.
Yes.
Which makes it even worse.
Host quoted another call on the 20th of August 2020 at 16:49:50, 170 seconds in NGA area. Then another call was at 20:43. He said there wasn't another call, it was another SMS. An SMS was received. And Ramasepeli objected to say in the morning he was specifically referring to the period while the motor vehicle transporting accused number 2, he did not speak about the hours because Jack Buthelezi gave the accused the money and the checking of phones at 1600 hours or something like that at Queenswood Tower. So the problem here, it seems in Ramasepeli's cross-examination, Ramasepeli found that the time that Jack Buthelezi was attending, or they were going to Jack Buthelezi, the cell phone tower on that specific date and time said Queenswood, and we all know Queenswood as the tower next to Valeria police station. So that is the problem right there.
Which does not make sense.
If you're saying that accused number 2 had his phone with him all the time,
why was it reading the Queenswood Tower?
While he was in Rustenburg.
Like there are many ways of skinning this cat. Many ways, but I can tell you, Baloyi, some of them he freely gives them to you.
And now this is interesting. This is very interesting. So after the appearance of Tlhabane, he's saying now I'm hearing dates of August, which is the jinx right there. The problem right there is when Jack Buthelezi saw Bongani Ntanzi in that van by the ATMs upside at the Rustenburg, it was still July.
Yes.
It was never August.
Yes.
So what are we doing in the 20th of August? Sneaky Baloyi was trying to create an impression that the meeting with Jack Buthelezi happened in August
they
instead of July.
All of these people, you know what? I've never seen something like this. You create a certain impression. Because you had created a certain theory before, it contradicts the other one. You want to push the other things that you said
Yes.
to a certain now date.
Yes.
Clearly, that is a sign of a hogwash case.
It's a mess.
Cooked,
This
if you may
re-examination was just a mess. It would have been fine if you just sat down and let it go. You know, sometimes you must accept defeat.
You know?
This never die while the people are watching. Sonke sikujongile.
Hey, sikujongile.
We are watching you. And even your gestures today, I feel like there was freedom when it came to Advocate Baloyi, the fact that the media was not there.
Not there, yes.
He was doing funny body things, body
Which would
language,
explain
like
why maybe
the winking,
the feeds were stopped at some point. Maybe they were fighting.
I'm like, what is happening with Advocate Baloyi today? It seems like he is hinting at the witness. Simjongile. The camera was on him.
Sometimes, but we are watching.
There was a lot of hinting happening in the body language of. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on with Advocate Baloyi today? Well, Ramasipili said that the police were in possession of the handset of accused number 2, and Mabena scrolled through the handset to find the number of Jack Buthelezi, and that the accused never had access to the phone until it was discovered on the 8th of February 2021.
But did Ramasipili actually take time to think through these things?
Think through how?
He said what I just said.
Yes.
He said it.
Yes. He did.
But he did not go to that direction of why did that happen? Why are they saying they got the phone on 8th of February? He just went through it. He just went through it. He went through it. It was something to sit on. You went through it. You are even saying that Mabena scrolled the phone and then you stop. Why do you stop?
Did Mabena ever explain how they called Jack Buthelezi?
He's dead.
He's gone. Mohani is the one who was asked how did they manage to go, and he said Mabena. Mabena is no more. Okay. Well, he said that this aspect is from the cross-examination by Mr. Ramasipili. Ramasipili said if we go like this, it will mean that we'll need to read all the transactions from June 2020, which means we'll recite this until kingdom come. Accused number 2 was in the cells, yet the phone was making transactions somewhere else. That is the point. That is the meta here. And Baloyi now referred host to another number of 0726191698 from the 16th of June 2020 to the 31st of December 2020. And I saw Baloyi doing gestures as if he was winking and showing him to say something else. Like I was like, what is going on here? Then host said 1718 times for the period. I don't know, but he said that it was contacted 1718 times. Baloyi smiled at the mention of this huge number, and from 17th of June 2020 he said 180150 to the 31st of December, it was 247,516 seconds, 247,516 seconds. Now this is a huge number that Baloyi was excited to put on the record, and Baloyi asked host to convert it to hours, and Mnisi said, you know what, this is enough, or I object.
This is new evidence.
This is new evidence. The state wanted to know how many hours it spent. It could have led that evidence when they led the evidence in chief. Baloyi said that he would not pursue this matter any further and that it's already on the record. It doesn't matter because it's you taking a wrong date of the events that didn't happen on that date and trying to put the events of that day on that date when it didn't happen on that day. It doesn't matter, this 247 what seconds of yours. I don't know which he even forgot to tell us whose numbers are these that you just mentioned.
Yes.
Who did he belong to? Is it Jack Buthelezi in accused number 2? Is it? Because if it was, he would have told us. Wouldn't he have gloated at that?
Yes. So I just want to say this. I hear the issue of Jack Buthelezi. Yeah, is no more. Guys, we put a stop to that speculation.
Is it a verified story?
It's not verified. You know, people start saying things. Just wait for it to be verified.
Family members
Yes.
of Jack Buthelezi.
Yeah, so unless you're saying, I'm from there, I know Jack Buthelezi,
Yeah.
from home, I'm from Kwanongoma, so and so, then we
Then
can,
you can
slightly
come and
believe
tell
you.
us. Then you can tell us that, you know,
I know
I'm not sure.
some people
I'm
listen.
skeptical about reporting on.
It
on
has
Jack
never been reported.
Buthelezi.
It has never been
Because-
reported. Some people listen to other. You know what? When things are tough, you know, people can speculate
A lot.
a lot. You know, all I can say is that I remember hearing a bit of rumor about the younger brother, and I said this before. It was just a rumor, and I would put it like that. I never verified it from people who are staying their side, people who know these people.
So I don't know, guys. We need to
No, that I know.
relax when it comes
Sometimes
to that. Let the
it
story
happens.
unfold.
If the stories are not there, we want you guys to view. Well, not Mzansi in any case. You know, we chill. If there's nothing to say,
It's
we
nothing.
chill. We are not chasing anything that much. We just chill. And then people make stories, and then people take those stories. That's why we said, don't take stuff that you hear from other people and bring them here, because it becomes now as if we are the one who are saying that.
True. I need verification first before I confirm. If no, I cannot be going around speaking ill of people.
Who are maybe alive, you know. Next thing you're saying things that are not supposed to.
My conscience won't let me do it. No. Then Mnisi added that it's very unprocedural because the state knew from the beginning that this is new evidence, and nonetheless it went to introduce that new evidence in re-examination, which is very unethical, particularly when it comes from such a senior member of the court, misleading the court. Baloyi did not take this well.
Yeah.
He was a wounded gazilla.
Yeah, you must wound it.
He did not take this well at all. He said, we always know that a lot of heat comes from Advocate Mnisi, but unfortunately sometimes less light, we laid the basis and we indicated to the court the relevance of the re-examination. Then Mr. Ramasipele then understood. Ramasipele there, you could hear him disagreeing and objecting. I did not understand.
I don't want to laugh, because if I laugh, I'm going to cough. But,
Well, Baloyi said, well, you objected. The court made the ruling. We're totally taken by surprise by the objection of Advocate Mnisi. But anyway, we expect this type of comment, but I will not take it any further than that. Well, Ramasipele said that it's not correct for him to say that the court made a ruling. He made an objection. And Baloyi said that he wanted to it felt like he wanted to complain, in my opinion, when he put it to the court that he never launched any attacks on Advocate. And that
is trying to look for sympathy.
that is a trademark. It's Mnisi's trademark of personal attacks.
Yeah.
Did I not die, Mr. Anonymous?
We love you, Nisi, for that. You are not sugarcoating things. You say them the way they are.
I was like, yo, what world is Advocate Meloy living in? Like, honestly, when he replays all of these things that he does in his mind.
I love Nisi for that.
What is ethical about what you have done up to this point? There's a lot of things that you've done. The defense are fed up. They are up to here.
Initially, Mshololo seemed to be on your side. You know, eventually she's against you.
No, I know she's fed up. She's hurtful. She wants
We know
this
when
case
she
to be
stands
done.
up, crickets are coming.
Then Mnisi said, when I object, the state says it was on record. In other words, it knew from the beginning that what it was doing was wrong. But because there was information that is forthcoming, he proceeded, and that is misleading. This is misleading the court. That is the reason why I'm saying it is unethical and you don't do that. But Loy said that what he means when he says it's already on record is that admissions were made, the evidence has already been formally admitted, and he said he doesn't know what the basis of Advocate Nisi and the personal attack is. He said the evidence is already admitted. Ramasipili said that when I stood up and the minutes and the seconds and the 1,000 million calls, I had already said that these were admitted in terms of Section 220. Nevertheless, he proceeded, saying Baloy does as he wants.
Yeah, the court is his, mas. The court is giving that to him. The court is his. I mean, he's being supported, he's being corrected, he's being...
Oh my God.
Rob versus Hepworth applies to him only when he needs to add something. You know, Nje, everything is just about Baloy, so it's okay. Guys, just like the video.
Today was really, really interesting. This is a day I wish we had full coverage, man. It was an interesting day in court, let me tell you.
Let's like the video, guys. Are you done, Emin?
I'm done. That was it for the day. Well, Sergeant Mabasa will resume his cross-examination tomorrow. And towards the end there, Baloy saying, Baya Danki for al die tyd, the host, thanking him for all the times that he's come to testify. And he said he's going to have a drink.
Why? It was, someone is saying it was reading the Queenswood Tower because Mohani lives not far from the Verelia police station, allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
This is someone
now.
now.
If that is the case, that would make a lot of sense. I'm just saying, in my opinion.
Someone is also saying Baloy is also witnessing.
He was a witness today.
Yeah, guys,
today
you can
he was
call.
a witness.
Let's take 2 calls if you guys can call.
Oh my God.
If you have time to call, let's take a few calls and then I think I can catch my breath after that.
Yeah, then we can catch both of our breaths.
Bongani Emmanuel, sanibonani ekhaya la kwaGouws. Hey madoda. It's difficult. Bongeni Msomi, to me during that time, police officer were working as usual. That's when they got a chance to do all these shenanigans.
During 2020, with less
that is
movement, allegedly.
Yeah.
With less movement.
Tulitus. Guys, thank you for being here, and guys, I'm waiting for your call while I'm reading some of you here. I'm reading the names and all the people that were here. Mami was here, and Sizwe Mgaga was also here. Owen Komani was also here. Let's see if someone... Okay, I'm still waiting for you guys. Kiabeto Napo, thank you for being here. Siba, thank you for being here. I missed Mshololo. Yes, here's the first caller. Mzansi, hello.
Hi, family. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I'm good, thanks. I just want to know something, man. Baloy, why you was objecting when Nisi asked him how he got involved in the case?
Why is it what?
remember, Missy was asking the witness today how he got in. He must tell the court.
Yes.
Briefly, how he got involved in the case.
Yes.
And then Baloy stood up and say, "No, my lord." And then Missy asked the question again. And then finally the witness ended up telling the court how he got involved. Then after that he said, "But I've already testified about it."
Yeah, because it was difficult. First, initially, we touched on that earlier. He talked about Ginindi kind of handpicking him, in my opinion. He said he was called by Ginindi to take over from Sting. And then, that's why I'm then asked about the handover that happened. Now there's a handover. He says there's a handover, and then later says there was no handover. So there's no proper answer. That's why he didn't want to answer, because he could have confused what he said initially.
Oh, okay. I'm asking myself, why was it so hard for the dude to answer? And I'm glad the judge didn't say anything this time. Yes. And also, please remind me, sir, the name of accused number 2 girlfriend.
Danzi. Accused number 2.
Yes, Danzi's girlfriend.
Lemohang.
Her name.
Lemohang. I think it was Lemohang.
I'm starting to hear you.
Lemohang.
Okay. You guys, you think you can trust the girl? I don't.
Now that you mention it.
Well, since he's not been called by the state as yet, we can so far trust him unless the state calls her.
Okay, the reason I'm saying that, sir, if you remember, when accused number 2 was arrested, she was with Danzi that day.
Yes.
Yes. So, even if the police took Danzi's phone in her presence, I'm telling you now, she won't admit that. Either she will say she don't remember what happened to the phone or she did not do anything. But I'm sure when the police took the phone, they took it there in the house when they came to arrest Danzi, not from his pocket.
Yeah. I think there are many signs that are pointing to that direction, because they are even contradicting themselves.
And I've had people on Twitter saying, Missy finally was asking the question if the police, that means the police, they didn't do their job. That means Mncube and Missy, what they are saying is different. I understood why Missy asked that question. Because Missy was trying to put the state in a corner to say, it means there's a lot that was done by the police, that they didn't follow the right procedure to arrest the accused number 2 or the accused.
Yeah. No.
Yes. Yes, yes, that's the reason I think he asked that question.
Yeah.
Not that he believed that Danzi had the phone.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, and I'm feeling better now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now it caught us.
Now it got us.
All right. Bye.
Cool. Thank you. Right. Let me hear.
Good morning, Mr. Anu and Emily. Nana ke batla go tsaya question ya gore because I want to assume gore phone ya Ntanzi ke prepaid phone. So who was recharging that phone to make those phone calls? So which of the service provider may be able to provide that information ya go bontsha gore as to when was Ntanzi's phone recharged? And then those recharge can at least lead to the calls and the SMSs that they are claiming that the calls and the SMSs were coming from Ntanzi's phone. So it, like you were saying, it's easy for the defense to capitalize on that issue as well. That shows and proves that, in fact, the police are behind this whole thing. Because if we don't really support this narrative, Ntanzi was doing all those phone calls and then sending SMSs, it's clearly the police. So the service provider, if maybe the defense can look for the records from the service provider, that proves as to which dates when Ntanzi's phone recharged. Thanks, Mr. Anu.
Thank you. Someone is saying, I think it's Abdul, Nisi has got an opinion about himself accusing the witness having the low IQ. That comment is below the belt, but that's the problem. That was never a comment that was made directly. That was a comment to make the state allow the person to answer, because the state was protecting the man. So he was saying, unless you are saying this person cannot answer for himself, he's got a low IQ. I don't know how you missed that. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. We normally pass. We are hearing ourselves. Can you just reduce a bit, or is it ourselves, or just be in a place where we can hear you properly?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. My name is Francis. I'm calling from the United States.
Okay.
Hi, Francis.
Hi, Francis.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening to you guys. I've been following your program for a very long time.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I've lived in South Africa. I was in South Africa when Senzo was killed, and I've been following this case right from that time up to now. I've lived in South Africa. I lived in South Africa for 10 years before coming to the States.
Yes.
This case is very interesting, and I'm just like very, I don't know how to put it, but I think the South African government is trying to make a fool of ourselves using this case, because following this case, I've been following this case, and as it stands now, the defense or the state, the state has not brought up any evidence so far, to my knowledge, that is linking the accused person to this crime.
Yes.
They haven't.
No.
Now they have tried all manner of tactics to link these guys to this crime, but they couldn't succeed. They started with They started with the DNA.
Yes.
When the DNA expert came, the DNA of these guys, after the DNA expert came and read the DNA, these guys were taken out of the house. None of the accused was placed in the house.
Yes.
Then they came with the cell phone whatsoever. The cell phone analyst came. There is no communication that is linking these guys. Around 2014, when this incident took place, and even the how do they call it? The analyst who came and wrote who came and gave the movement of the police van. You realize that if you take that movement of the police van and the calls that are being purported to be made by accused number 2, you will see that what all that accused number 2 said is true, because all the places that he claimed that he was taken to are the places where these calls are being recorded.
Yes.
Which means that he didn't lie in the first place. So to the best of my knowledge, I think these guys have nothing to do with this case. If you ask me, the police are just trying to kill time. They are just trying to do, I don't know, they are just trying to fish from in a place where there is no water. And I doubt how they'll be able to do that. When the accused lawyers are trying to put the witnesses in a corner, the judge will come to rescue the witness. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So I think, to the best of my knowledge, if you tell me or if you ask me, I'll tell you these guys, in as much as some of them are there who are convicted of crimes that they did commit, then when it comes to this crime of Senzo, I want to tell you, my brother, these guys, to me, they know nothing about this crime.
Yeah.
That is my humble opinion.
Thank you.
They know not, because so far, no evidence have been brought up by the state that is linking these guys to the crime, to the best of my knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say you guys are doing a very good job, and
Thank you.
I just want to find out how I can become a member to see how I can give my own support to encourage you guys for the good job that you guys are doing.
Thank you
so much.
Just go there on the they will tell you in the comment, but down there there's a join button. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
There's a join button next to the subscribe button.
Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, Mr. Anna. How are you?
I'm all right. We're trying.
Miss Emily, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Miss Emily.
I'm not clear. I'm not audible.
Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. You can just shoot.
Yeah, I think my line is very bad. The problem is my line. I can't hear you. Otherwise, I will try second round.
No, you can speak.
You can just speak if you can hear us. Because we can hear you perfectly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think if we have a sober judge presiding over that case, we will be heading to its conclusion by now. He would have rebutted all this cell phone evidence because it's not placing any of the accused in the crime scene. So I think he's presiding there to assist Mr. Baloyi and his team to sentence the guys by all means.
Hell or high water.
Yeah. So, but otherwise we'll see where it will end.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my 2 cents view.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sharp, guys.
Lucky you. Could hear you. Yeah, guys. I think while I wait, let me just do the justice. Owen Komani calling. Someone is calling. Zanzi, hello.
Hello, Mr. Mrs. Emily. How are you?
Hi.
We're good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just coming in on a different angle.
Yes.
You see everything that's happening inside the courtroom, all the shenanigans by Advocate Baloyi in the absence of the cameras. It's now prompting us to look deeper into things. I just have a question about the house, the Spaza Shop house. That is still regarded as a crime scene, right?
Yes.
Because the case is still ongoing.
Yes.
And rumor has it that this house has been sold. Now, because this house, everybody knows about it, everybody knows about what happened in that house. I just want to ask, who has the guts to purchase that house if it was sold? And if it was sold, who bought that house? Because again, there is rumor that there is a different building at the crime scene on that particular Spaza shop. I'm not really 100% sure about the current structure that's there. It's just word in the street. If it's true that there is a different structure that has been built on the house, who bought it? I'm telling you, if we really dig deeper to find out who bought that house, if it was bought, we are all going to be shocked. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. I'm lazy to think today. Lola, our member, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Lola. Tandeka.
Tandeka Zondi, you're finishing my prayer. Tandeka Zondi, we see you. Tapiwa, our member, we see you. Says I've mentioned you. I wonder what is going on with the buying of the house. I heard people bought it and then they was running because there was ghost and whatnot. Last time there was a caller, right, who said something like that. Introduce Ronald Shongwe. Thank you.
I love how you just mentioned that on passing.
Yes, Pa Mazu. We see you. Owen, Colin, Vadival, we see you. Vosloorus, Mkosi, we see you. You've been commenting. Nomtebo, Camille, Nangamanda, we see you. What a name. Sfiso Sindani, we see you. Let me see. Who am I missing here? Let me just make sure that Sfiso Sindani, Mami, Lindiwe, Sis T Kitchen. Yes. Michelle Lee, Mr. Anonymous. The judge is doing such an obvious and public bad job that makes me wonder if he's mocking the system, or if he's the real system. Could be a system. To me, we see you. Paul Manjani, we see you. Bongi, Lucky, we see you. Lucky, I mean, you'll correct me there if I'm wrong. Bongani Emmanuel, we see you. And who else? Everbot, we see you. Or Caesar have been mentioned. Abdul, yes, that was below the belt. We see also your comment about Mnisi. Good that you feel different about it. I feel positive about it, but it's okay. You're welcome to have different opinion. That's why we have this channel. And then let me see who I'm missing here. Tobeka D, our moderator. It's been a while, Tobeka D. I wonder if I just to move one interview with you and ask you, where have you been? Tabiso M Daung, that's a regular person who's always here. And then Nonjoleb, Nonjoled, Raul, we see you. You're always here. Now I'm doing like Baloi. If your name is difficult, Zo Mashangu, we see you. Lady C,
Nonjolen.
Mamzita, we see you. Wise Man Mabuza, we see you. And I know that people are going to say, you are reading other names correct. Linde Nihate.
Nonjolen, help us to pronounce.
Linde Nihate, Kabelo Lloyd, we see you. Gaby, our member, we see you. Guys, please don't forget to become members of this channel. If you can assist this channel to go forward, we are not forced. Subscribe. Like the video. That is also part of just doing something for this channel. Sia.
And liking is free.
Yes, liking is free. It does not require any money or anything. Just like the video, and the rest is history. Govinson Monthly, we see you. Tafadzwa, we see you. Luzuko, we see you. Mhlangabeze, Sly, we see you. Yes. Hey guys, we're voting, by the way. Not far from me. Let's go and vote. Tembelan Kanye, we see you. Some voter, guys. It's time to go and vote. Stays around. Apparently, they said it. There is Mncube that troubles the owners. I heard those rumors. The hairdresser stays around there. Apparently, they say there's Mncube. You remember Mncube from Spy, who troubles the owners. Musa Panda, very bad. We see you. And then, yeah, basically, I have covered almost all of you. If I didn't mention your name, Tobeka D, in and out of hospital, Mr. Anonymous. Oh, wait, sorry, man. Sorry, man.
I'm so sorry.
We but it shows we see you, because we were missing you here. But I'm hoping that everything is fine.
Hope you feel better.
You
get
better.
Well soon, and you recover.
I'm only sick today, and I'm already tired. I'm already tired. I'm not going to work.
Guys, I don't like the hospital.
Yeah, it's not funny that. It's not nice. It's not nice. Whether private or what, it's not nice. Worse if it's public. Worse. Mpo. Mpo Mus. We see you. Yeah, people must vote. They say there must be a black. They say there must be black stamp, right? Not green, not yellow. Black stamp of IEC on the paper that you are voting on.
Black stamp.
Make sure you vote properly.
And it counts.
Hear me carefully. Vote properly and make sure that it counts. Because if you vote on something that doesn't have a stamp, then that's a problem. Because it's what do they call them? These ballots?
Null and void.
Null and void. So please, man, please do the right thing. I think all of you.
Look at a black IEC.
Mzansi, hello. As we exit, Mzansi, hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm Emily.
Yes, how are you?
Yo, your sound is bad.
No, I can hear you. As much as it's bad, but I can hear you.
Yes, uyabona le case le
Yes.
ayisekho.
Yeah.
Angazi sahlalele court because ayikho evidence, akho lutho. I don't understand nale drama le ekhona. Noba lo nje I can't get. This is too much.
It is.
This is just too much. I don't understand ngempela ukuthi why bangastrike out because ayikho evidence yalabo abantu abasenkantolo.
Look at the judges changing everything, saying that they said there was blood. The DNA was matching them. When the judge is doing that?
Ayikho, guys, ayikho. And I don't understand this judge president uthuluthini.
Sizobona masesivotile.
I don't understand.
I hope that.
That's frustrating.
We will see after voting.
After voting, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens after voting with regards to the judge president.
There are a lot of things that needs to change.
Ayikho lento kudlalwa ngathi ayikho lento. So I think now they're just defending themselves manje sebeyasaba ukuthi abazi bazothini manje mabeyiqeda le case. I think manje kufanele babe ne-strategy sokuyiqeda bona manje. Because manje i-case is not about Senzo anymore eKatolo. If you listen carefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Nalama witnesses abale bethi 100 and something awekho. Awekho. Bayakwaze ngomkhonto wabo uqinisile uMngomezulu. Yeah. Bayiqede nje le case nje basave nje yonke into nje bayikhiphe iphele. Ngoba ayikho. And they must go back to case 375 ezokhipha abantu bebephakathi. Ayikho nje into kudlalwa ngathi guys.
Yes.
Dlalwa nje ngathi kuseni nje, dlalwa ngathi nje. Mina ngisayibuka nokuyibuka sengilalela mina ama-update. Hayi. Uthi noma uthi uyayivula nje ubone ukuthi hayi ayikho lento.
Yes. Right.
Ayikho nje ngoba nale evidence yamafoni nje Mickey Mouse game.
Yeah,
ababize uKelly nalabo abantu babesendlini. Kuphuma iqiniso. Ayikho nje laba abantu abafa and abezoba rich intando because uzo claim state. So I think mina ile nto sebeyisaba.
Yeah.
Nokuthi bazoboshwa. Wayishilo uSenzo Meyiwa wathi bazoboshwa.
Hayi.
Bazoboshwa nje into ezokwenzeka. Ngoba ayikho nje le game abayidlalayo, ayisekho nje lento. Ababe nje ne-strategy, exit strategy nje bona manje efile bayenza.
Hayi, asibonge. Asibonge sivale.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Siyabonga. Yo.
France, let me see so that I call your name. Francis Liberty. Thank you for joining membership. Thank you very much. We appreciate
Thank you. Francis had just called. He's the one from the USA. He did say that he wants to join. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you and welcome to membership.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Guys, it's a bye from me and Emily.
Bye from me also.
Uncle.
Hopefully tomorrow I can catch it somewhere, somehow. Or today, rather, I will catch it.
Danko.
Hopefully. Thank you, guys. Bye.